For this video, I want to go over my experiences of keeping betta fish with shrimp. I've had 3 different betta fish now, and all 3 of their tanks contain cherry shrimp and Amano shrimp along with the betta. With betta fish being such a popular option in the hobby and the popularity of cherry shrimp consistently increasing, I do think a lot more people will be looking to keep shrimp and bettas together, so hopefully this video will help you. I did a similar video to this last year, but my 2 newer betta fish do help me get my points across, so I wanted to remake it. But the key takeaway is that the personality of your betta fish will be the deciding factor on if they will eat the shrimp or not. So starting with Khuli, who is pretty much the dream betta fish for anyone who wants to keep bettas and shrimp in the same tank. He is very calm and very relaxed, and he loves to float around in the foreground of his aquarium and just watch his shrimp tank mates. As you'll see in these clips, Khuli gets very close to the cherry shrimp in here, easily within striking distance if he did want to eat them, and he does this multiple times every single day, but I've never once seen him even try to eat a shrimp. He also gets close enough to strike at the baby cherry shrimp in this tank as well, because the cherries in this particular tank just keep on breeding, but he just floats there, keeps watching them, and he seems to be fascinated by these little critters in his aquarium. There are 3 Amano shrimp in this tank as well, but like I just mentioned, there are countless cherry shrimp in here now because they just keep breeding, and there's at least 3 generations of cherry shrimp since I started this particular aquarium. I do like to sit down and watch my guppy and betta tanks during an evening, so I do watch these tanks on a regular basis, and again, I've never once seen him try and eat any of the shrimp in his tanks, provided he has his plants to play in and shrimp to watch. Khuli is happy. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that he doesn't eat any of the shrimp in here. He could eat them when I'm not watching, but I do think that would be strange, as I've never even seen him show any type of hunting behaviour or even strike at a shrimp, or even a baby shrimp at that. With any luck, you will be able to get a calm and peaceful betta fish just like Khuli, who has no problem with keeping shrimp in his tank with him. So next up we have Stitch, and Stitch is a little different to the other 2 bettas in the video because he does have an issue with glass surfing, so he spends a lot of his time trying to fight the reflection in the tank glass. Still, from time to time, I do see him swim near the shrimp in his tank, and he definitely gets close enough to strike, and I've never seen him strike at an adult cherry shrimp or an Amano shrimp in this tank, but I have seen him eat some of the baby cherry shrimp because, again, the cherries are breeding like crazy in this tank as well. Even then though, it's not like he's actively hunting the cherry shrimp in his aquarium. They'll just swim by him and then he'll strike at them, more of a momentary decision rather than a conscious effort. And then on the flip side of that, I've seen him swim directly past baby cherry shrimp on rocks or plants plenty of times without striking, so I do think it's something to do with the baby shrimp actually swimming around rather than being on the hardscape or plants that triggers his prey reaction. If you can't get a betta fish like Khuli that is totally passive, then fingers crossed you'll be able to get a one like Stitch, as he does eat some of the baby cherry shrimp in his tank, and I've seen him do it, but the population in here is definitely increasing, so it doesn't seem like he eats many. And then finally we have Skittles, and she's nothing like the 2 boys at all. This particular clip was recorded within seconds of me adding her to her tank, and as you can see, she is instantly displaying hunting behaviour towards the cherry shrimp and getting closer and closer to try and eat it. You can even see that I added some frozen daphnia to the aquarium to try and gain her attention and distract her away from the cherry shrimp, but she just doesn't care about that frozen daphnia. She wants to eat that cherry shrimp. Skittles did seem to have a really high prey drive, especially compared to my other 2 betta fish, and she would constantly hunt the cherry shrimp in her tank, or at least be swimming around looking for them, but I've never once seen her strike at an Amano shrimp. Keep in mind though, Amano shrimp can be around double the size of cherry shrimp, and at the time of recording, the ones in this particular tank were at least the same size as Skittles, so I'm pretty sure that would have been a factor. Once I realised that Skittles like to eat the cherry shrimp in her tank, I did try and move them all over to my community tank where my main breeding colony of cherry shrimp are, but with them being such good hiders, a couple were left in there. Now, I'm not going to show the clip of her eating a shrimp because I'm not sure how YouTube would react, but this is the before, and you can clearly see Skittles in the photograph and the cherry shrimp, and then this is the after, and you can see Skittles eating something and the cherry shrimp has magically disappeared. And then she looks at me and you can see how happy she thinks she was because she finally caught something, and I honestly didn't think that that cherry shrimp would ever fit in her mouth because she's still a pretty small betta. Now, just to be clear as well, she had been hunting that cherry shrimp for a while and it was definitely injured by the time she cornered it, so I doubt it would have been able to swim off like they normally do either. My point is that some betta fish will just hunt and eat the cherry shrimp in their tank regardless, and unfortunately there's there's no way to really know how your particular betta fish will react until you add cherry shrimp to the tank and see what happens. Anyway guys, with any luck you'll get a betta fish that is more like Khuli, who just likes to watch his shrimp and chill out all day and he doesn't really try and eat them. Anyway, that brings the video to a close. Thanks for watching guys and have a good day.